The code alert system of COVID-19 public health event is hereby raised to code red sublevel 2. Community quarantine is hereby imposed in the entire of Metro Manila.
At midnight of March 15 last year, Metro Manila began what could be the longest health lockdown in the world. It took a while for the implications to sink in, but by the next morning, Metro Manilans realized that the National Capital Region would close its borders for an entire month. Checkpoints were thrown up in major arteries in and out of the NCR. 12 million people were locked in the Capital Region, essentially locked in their own homes. All work and classes were suspended. The National Capital Region, the engine of the country's economy, had come to an abrupt stop. With public transport also suspended, thousands of migrant workers were also left stranded in Metro Manila. Thousands began a long, hard exodus back to their home provinces, walking for days, even weeks. For a time, government was even hesitant to call it a lockdown because of the negative connotations.
Ayaw namin gamitin yan, pero kasi takot kasi with lockdown. But it's a lockdown.
It started with one region, until it was the whole country that was placed under what seems to be the world's longest lockdown. March 16, government leveled up the quarantine. The president placed the entire of Luzon under a lockdown for 6 months. Other provinces soon followed. Iloilo on March 21, Antique March 22, Cebu and Negros Occidental on March 30. By the first part of April, the whole country was already under one form of quarantine. When we first went under lockdown a year ago, we were alarmed because the country had 52 COVID-19 cases. A year later, some 620,000 Filipinos had already been infected, with 50,000 active cases. 3 new variants of concern have entered the country, and the numbers have begun to spike again. And exactly 1 year later, the checkpoints are back in force. Today marks 1 year since we were under the strictest lockdown, but this is not an anniversary that calls for a celebration. As we wait for more vaccines to arrive and for the next inoculations to begin, COVID-19 cases continue to soar. Some of us might feel as if nothing has changed, while others prepare for the worst. Whether or not this is going to be another difficult year, we can ask ourselves, what did we learn from the pandemic, and how is the government handling the crisis? I'm Pamela Vasquez, and we are One News.